Chapter 14. The Pineal Gland. Jacob named the place Peniel because he said, I saw God face to face and lived to tell the story. Genesis 32:30. Associations: male, sun and solar fire, gold and sulfur, electric, Joseph, lingam, yang, pine cone, Peniel, the place where Jacob met God, the seventh chakra or crown chakra. Connected to the electric, Pingala Nadi. Physical secretions: melatonin, symbolic secretions: frankincense, pine resin, or the incense of priesthood, honey. The pineal gland has more blood flow per cubic volume than any other organ and is surrounded or bathed in CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. As our internal clock, the pineal gland regulates our circadian rhythms by producing melatonin, the sleep chemical, and serotonin, the awake chemical. I was talking about these a few years ago. Anyway, the release of these chemicals relies, amongst other things, upon exposure to darkness, sunset or eyes closing, meditating, and light, sunrise or eyes opening. When day turns to night and we begin to get tired, the pineal is busy converting serotonin into melatonin, which is then released to induce sleepiness. The moment of transference between these two states, sleep and awake, is also known as the transluminal phase or the hypnagogic state. Many incredibly successful people, Einstein, Thomas Edison, and Aristotle, for example, are known to have purposefully induced hypnagogic state in order to receive inspiration and gain clarity. Hypnagogic dreams happen during this transluminal phase between sleep and awake and are very different to normal REM dreams, rapid eye movement. REM dreams usually have some kind of narrative, whereas hypnagogic dreams are more like random disassociated thoughts, images, sounds, and sensations which come from the subconscious brain. Most commonly, people see abstract light patterns and auditory hallucinations such as voices. Scientific research suggests that hypnagogic experiences are very useful in solving problems that require creative insight, and throughout history, prophecies, premonitions, and visions have likely occurred as a result of the hypnagogic phenomena. Alright. Hypnagogia allows a loosening of egoic boundaries, openness, and sensitivity, and a fluid suggestion of ideas. In order to induce the transluminal phase, Thomas Edison would deliberately fall asleep with a handful of steel ball bearings. As soon as his hand relaxed, the balls would drop and wake him up, just in time to write down whatever he experienced in hypnagogia. Nowadays, there are different dream catchers on the market created for this precise purpose. In Chapter 5, The Secretion, Physical Properties, we have already seen how melatonin and serotonin are constitutes of DMT, dimethyltryptamine. Recent research at the University of Toronto has shown that meditating on the pineal gland using methods recommended by Indian yogis cause it to release a rush of melatonin. I wonder who else has said that. The secretion that causes us to have dreams and in sufficient doses can also cause waking hallucinations. That doesn't sound very appealing. Melatonin suppresses the adrenal stress hormone cortisol and therefore has a significant effect on mood, the immune system, and the aging process. Excessive production of the stress hormone cortisol and epinephrine can cause brain damage and problems in all other parts of the body. Since the secretions of these hormones are caused by emotion, it is scientifically paramount for mental and physical health to be peaceful, loving, and forgiving, just as the Bible suggests. Of course, any Granth suggests that. Bible is not specifically unique to that. The pineal gland consists of tiny calcite crystals that are composed of calcium, carbon, and oxygen, and are less than 20 microns in length. Due to their structure and piezoelectric properties, applying pressure to these crystals creates an electromechanical biological transduction mechanism or simply put, an electrically charged information receiver and translator, much like an antenna within the brain. This electric charge generates an electromagnetic field that in turn receives and transmits information from other electromagnetic fields, such as people, plants, planets, maybe mobile phones, and translates the information into recognizable thoughts, images, and ideas. This is very interesting. This electric charge generates an electromagnetic field that in turn receives and transmits information from other electromagnetic fields, such as people, of course, plants, animals, planets, the soil, the sky, different light sources, different devices, many things. Information into recognizable thoughts, images, and ideas. Breathing exercises in yoga help us to Breathing exercises in yoga help to encourage the piezoelectric function of the pineal by increasing CSF flow, which raises, very simply put, it's, never mind, I'll just read the thing. By increasing CSF flow, which raises to the pineal and divides to flow all the way around it, pressurizing the calcite crystals and stimulating the cilia. Cilia are tiny hairs, likened to oars or paddles, on the exterior of the pineal and interior and inner ventricular surfaces of the central CSF canal in the spinal cord. It is proposed that these cilia function to capture and guide endogenous photons that are transmitted across the ventricular spaces from opposing ependymal surfaces, and that they guide the direction in which photons are emitted from ependymal cells into the ventricular spaces. All right, so it decodes light. In simple words, it decodes light. Right? When the calcite crystals are pressurized and the cilia hairs are aroused, the pineal secretes the upgraded metabolites of melatonin, detailed in chapter 5, into the brain, which subsequently travel to the rest of the body, causing highly positive, energizing, purifying, and healing effects throughout. Eventually, this energy will return back up the spine into the brain stem of the outer shell of the egg-like thalamus, nucleus reticularis, opening the gate of neural resonant traffic, where it relays messages to the cortex, leaving us with a sense of awakening. वो ये है मतलब मेलेटोनिन पे अपनी थर्ड आई पे ज्यादा कंसंट्रेट करो सही जगह पे, लेकिन पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सा वाला है जो सही जगह है. लॉट ऑफ पीपल जस्ट roll their eyes up and don't know what they're doing. So just concentrating in the middle of the forehead, there's a specific spot. You need someone to guide you for that, but it's very intuitive also. However, I don't know how many people can rely on their intuition as much as I do. The more, in essence, what all of this is that if you concentrate in the middle of your forehead with your eyes closed, your body is going to release melatonin. If you create your body, if you follow some rules and regulations and you put your body in the right sort of state, in receptive state, let's say, in the right sort of, you put the right fuel in the body, let's say, and then when you concentrate on the melatonin on the middle of your forehead, and then the melatonin secretes after you've gone through the yums and yams and all of that, then you have that awakening experience. The more we become aware of our breath and spend time doing yoga, meditation, and practicing positive breathing techniques, the more efficient our internal antenna can become. Breath and effective CSF circulation are the most important elements for pineal activation and health. There is nothing else like yoga for CSF acceleration and conditioning. My personal opinion, absolutely, I would also suggest things like Jalneti and Anulom Vilom, exercises like that. Of course, all yoga and all essentially a part of yoga, but very specifically things to activate the pineal are alternate breathing, alternate nostril breathing, so Anulom Viloms, Jalneti, clearing the nostrils, almost like using water to massage the insides of your nasal cavities. That in turn starts simulating that precise organ that you can feel internally. Or like people say, "Ki, I can't feel my," when I, a lot of people can't feel their spine. A lot of people can't feel their lower part of the spine or the upper part of their spine. Not necessarily paralyzed, they're just out of touch with their body. Most people can feel that there is a space inside the mind with proper yogic techniques, which is the space that this woman, this Western woman, is talking about, and she's done a remarkable job of academizing it or making it sound very intellectual. But essentially, वही है, आँख के बीच में concentrate करो, शांभवी मुद्रा लगाओ सही वाली, उल्टे सीधे अपने शरीर को करो, और chances of having the awakening experience substantially increase. Obviously, none of it is in our hands. We can only do the kriyas, the techniques. It all happens from outside, somewhere from above, I guess. But one can always put themselves in that spot where they send out the vibration, the intention of wanting to awaken, and follow certain rules and guidelines that are associated with that awakening experience, and then people have it.